All right. Please, can you put on your camera? This section won't be long. Thank you. Hi, Chidebere, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, please. Can your camera be on, please? Okay, thank you. Hello, everybody. Good day. Welcome. Good evening, and welcome to today's episode of Amdoranalytics podcast. My name is Chika Auze, and I'll be your amazing host for today. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're just joining, you're welcome. Wherever you're watching us from, you are actually welcome. So, I will actually advise you bring in your notepad and your pen because it's promised to be an insightful section. So today's topic is very unique and it will be an insightful section. With me today is a seasoned professional who delivers complex projects that create real impact. Let's welcome Chidebere Agomwe. Chidebere loves solving tough problems. He aligns teams and he drives joy in turning ambitious ideas into measurable outcomes. Welcome, Chidebere. Welcome. Good evening, and you're welcome. It's great to see you join us in our podcast today. You are very welcome. So for those of us who are new here, for those who are just joining us for the first time, we are actually Amdo Analytics. The name of our organization is Amdo Analytics. So I know a lot of you, most people here, a lot of us are actually familiar with what we do at Amdo. So for those who don't know, Amdo Analytics, for those who don't know, Amdo Analytics is an edtech company committed to empowering individuals with the skills and knowledge needed to excel in today's tech-driven world. Our mission is to provide high technology quality education that helps streams and makes informed decisions. So we offer trainings in cybersecurity. We offer trainings in cybersecurity, data analytics, AI engineering, data engineering, HR analytics, project management, and the likes. So today I have Chidebere with me, and I'll be asking him a very few questions. It's going to be a very short but amazing section. So Chidebere, welcome, welcome, welcome. You're very welcome. I hope you're doing great today.
Yeah, I'm doing great.
All right. So can we dive into the first question of today?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So briefly, I would like to introduce yourself before we go ahead so that the viewers can know who you are, they can know what you do, and what you actually have to offer to them today.
Okay. Good day, everyone. I'm a project manager. I'm also an engineering project manager. I work with a financial institution, a banking and financial institution, manage large-scale enterprise corporate transformation projects. For this, I worked with an agro-light industrial firm where we delivered very large-scale aquaculture and processing plants for both private and government clients. Also, before that, I also worked with Huawei, where I delivered very large-scale telecom products and solutions around the country, and also for some private and government institutions. Yes, that's it.
That's a very great one. Thank you so much, Chidebere. That profile is really amazing. For those who are actually watching, did you hear what he said? He has delivered a couple of projects for high-end organization. And why is that possible? It's only possible because he actually took the bold step. He took a skill in project management, and today he has a lot of achievement for himself. So Chidebere, thank you so very much for that. It's actually great to have you here, talk to the viewers. Okay, so let's start with the first question for today. Okay, so Chidebere, I would like you to walk me through what's a day in the life of a tech bro in project management. What does it look like? You know, a lot of people see project managers as just meeting coordinators and, going about tasks, their daily tasks and all of that. So I would like you to tell the viewers as well, what does a day in the life of a tech bro? You know, everybody wants to be a tech bro, tech six. So just give us a little bit glimpse of what does a day in the life of a tech bro look like?
Okay, thanks for that question. So, in my industry, because of the kind of projects I handled, cover both agro, telco, civil, IT, banking, and finance. The day to day is kind of interesting because it's very immersive. So it usually starts off with a start of meeting, and during those meetings and throughout those engagements throughout the day, the major bone of contention for a project manager is having the risk or the key assumptions at the back of your head when engaging with the different teams. So if it's a project, I'm having a stand-up meeting, I'm having a couple of engagements with them. I always ask myself, oh, we have some risks we identified at the beginning of this project, we have some risks identified during this project, we have some risks identified at the course of this meeting. Where are we with this risk? How is it looking? Are we on the right side or on the bad side? Are those risks being addressed? It's only when risks are not properly addressed that the project fails. Just like you traveling. So let's say you want to travel to Abuja and you want to travel via road. The risks of being kidnapped and you don't
Yeah.
address the risks of being kidnapped and you travel. And eventually, if you're kidnapped, that kind of summates the fact that you didn't address the risk of you being kidnapped. The either choose to go with a private escorts, you can either choose to address or engage the relevant security officers in the country, or you can either choose to travel by air. At the end of the day, just see advancing that risk. So that same applies to project management. So when you engage in a project and you don't necessarily address the risks that are in front of you, and they'll come up to meet you and may affect the sources of the project. So it is day just saying these risks we have, how can you spoil the show? Yeah, so whatever meeting you have, whatever engagement you have, it still boils down to you closing that race, taking the boss, and ensuring that the timeline is not a far cry, it's something that is possible. Thank you.
All right, thank you so very much, Chideberry, for that amazing answer. So for those who are aspiring, for those aspiring project managers, okay, you really don't know what a day in the life of a project manager is. I'm sure you heard that. And from what he said, I'm able to, cry now that he said, oh, risk management is actually one of the key factor as a project manager, right? As a project manager, you need to make sure whatever project you're running, you need to make sure you're assessing the risk management as well. Thank you so much, Chideberry, for that. Okay, so for the second question, I'd like you to ask, this is actually, I would like you to elaborate on this because, we have a lot of audience, those who want to toe into the path you're currently in, those who want to be project managers, who want to achieve all the plenty achievements you've actually achieved for yourself. There's many achievements you actually said, yes, it's eye-catchy, they hear it and they're very happy. Oh, they want to, work for multinational companies, they want to work for financial companies. But I want to ask you, for someone trying to break into project management today, what skills or experience matter more than certificates? It's not about, I heard somebody who said, oh, I studied 5 years in university, I studied project management, yet each time I apply for jobs, each time I see a job opening, when I apply, they don't even call me for interview, they don't even shortlist me. So what do I see them shortlisting people who didn't even study this in university, people who just have it as a skill, probably people who just did it for like 6 months, 3 months, and they're getting jobs, while he studied it for 5 whole years in university, yet he hasn't gotten any job after 3 years. So I'd like to ask you, for someone trying to break into, because I know he will be watching this, I actually told him, okay, come on board. We have a seasoned project manager. He would answer this question for you. For someone trying to break into project management today, what skills or experience matter more than certificates, and why does it matter more? You are muted, Chideberry.
Okay, so for project management, so what really matters, first and foremost, so project management as a career, there are different pathways. I think the very evident pathways in our climate that is Nigeria is one, you have a degree in the relevant subjects that project management, so like an engineering degree or a STEM degree. That gives you that structure on how to attack projects. But basically, for a company recruits you as a project manager, would always expect you to have some experience It doesn't
Hmm.
necessarily have to be paid experience. You can volunteer for an NGO, you can volunteer for your church, you can volunteer for your community, just managing a project, no matter how big, no matter how small. It's
Yeah.
just like when you want to cook a cup of rice, a cup of jollof rice. The same process you cooking that jollof rice, the same you use in cooking a bag of rice. The only
Hmm.
difference is the pots and the seasoning they use. By the end of the day, it's still the same recipe, just 10x or 100x the size of the recipe or the utensils or the pot. That's same apply for projects. So when companies recruit project managers, new entry level project managers, they don't recruit project managers from the start or from the get go. Instead, they look out for project assistants, project coordinators who have coordinated a small initiative or a project. Then after a couple of years, can write the certification. Because even if you want to write the certification, even if you studied project management, there's one very key thing that was it was asked how many years of experience, like for PMPs about 3 years, how much experience do you have for this certification? For that certification from Pro School, those actually how many years of experience you have in this. So you cannot defeat the fact that how can you have this number of years of experience and that certification? It's kind of a catch 22. So at the end of the day, the focus is saying, oh, try and engage in volunteer, whether it's unpaid or paid experience. So that when you're going full time and entering a company, you can't just apply for project manager from the get go. You can start from a project engineer, project assistant, project coordinator, even if it's a personal skill assistant. A couple of years down the line, you can now grow through the ranks of the company or become more pronounced in project management because once project management is just a summation of different steps and processes. So if the more processes you handle, the more proficient you are. That's the first part. So the second pathway is becoming very proficient in your specialization. Let's say, for example, a project engineer or a civil engineer on site, become a civil engineer, junior engineer, senior engineer. Before you know it, a principal engineer, before you know it, a consultant. After that, because you're a voice to stay in your field of specialization in that industry, cannot be appointed as an engineering manager or a project manager. So that's the second pathway. So there are different pathways on how to become project manager. What really matters is according to the industry you're interested in or according to the industry you're in. For example, now if you're in the healthcare sector, I can't be me myself as a civil engineer, so I just want to become a project manager for healthcare NGO, healthcare company, or a biomedical company. I have to have some level of degree or understanding of certificates around the kind of product they're delivering. So that when I'm delivering projects, I'm delivering it not from a naive point of view, from a qualified point of view. That's it.
All right. Thank you so very much, Chidiberry, for that amazing answer. Hello, viewers. I hope you heard what he said. He said you need the experience, and that's where Amder Analytics comes in. The experience, right? Because after our training, we don't just train you and allow you go. After our training, we actually give you 1 month. We give you months of internship. Depends, or we give you months of internship, 2 months of internship, so that you can have hands-on experience because the experience matters. As a project manager, you can actually go to other organizations and you take your training. You take your training. After the training, they won't give you internship, and it's just as if you didn't do anything, right? You'll be seeing jobs, applying for jobs, and of course, you won't be shortlisted. You won't be called. Why? Because you do not have that experience. And Amdo Analytics, we don't just give you the training, we give you the experience. And no, we don't just give you the experience. What we actually give you is hands-on experience. That experience that you actually need to actually be called to organization. That experience you need to defend when you go for your interview. So thank you so very much, Chidebere. Let's proceed to the third question for today. Right. Okay, so I would like to ask you, what role does mentorship play in helping professionals successfully transition into tech? Like, what roles do you think mentorship play for professionals who are trying to transition into project management in tech? And how can they mentor? How can the mentor make a big impact in their career, in their journey, right? Because I've heard a couple of people said, oh, the reason why it feels like I didn't do my thing fast was because there was no mentor. I understand in this journey, in the tech journey, in the career journey as a whole, mentorship is actually needed. You need somebody who you can be accountable to. You need somebody who can hold your hands and tell you, okay, don't do this like this, do it like this. Mentorship plays a long role. It plays a huge role in the industry. I have a mentor, and I would say my mentor actually did a good job grooming me, and that's why it feels like, oh, I'm able to achieve all what I've accomplished so far. So I would like you to talk to our viewers. What role do you think mentorship play in helping professionals successfully transition into project management in tech?
Okay, so one very evident thing in the Nigerian society is that everybody believes that their way or their experience will be different, not necessarily looking at humans have been in existence for quite some time. So whatever experience you have, whatever thing you're facing, so almost like he has faced it and found a way around it. So mentorship kind of saves you the stress of going through the same turmoil. It just brings you the lessons learned and walk around the person went through. So let's say I want to get into an industry that requires me 10 years to reach a particular proficiency. I can just have a mentor that has 15 years in that industry. And before you know it, what I will spend 10 years learning, I can learn outside to 3 years. And that
Mm.
can also improve my proficiency in that field. Yet instead of saying I'm to do it by myself, what I'm doing myself, 50 years has gone by. I used to be where the previous person that spent 50 years has been. So mentorship kind of fast tracks the learning experience on a job and makes you more proficient than every other person that's not going through a mentorship.
Okay, thank you so much, Chidaberry, for that amazing answer. Did you hear what he said? He said mentorship can actually make you get something you're supposed to get in 10 years. With the proper mentorship, with the right mentorship, you can actually get it in 1 year or even lesser, right? So in the industry, in the career industry, in the tech industry, mentorship matters a whole lot. Don't allow anybody whine you. Let me use the normal Nigerian slangs. Don't allow anybody whine you. Don't allow anybody use your head. Don't allow anybody say, oh, don't worry, you don't need any mentorship. You don't need anybody. Just learn it yourself. You cannot do it on yourself. Some people will say, oh, I've been learning on YouTube. I've actually been learning project management. I want to transition into tech. I've been learning on YouTube since the past 6 months. And if you, that's because it's self-paced. You are doing it on your own. In this life, you cannot achieve success alone. You cannot achieve your goals alone. Of course, you need the individuals, you need people, you need mentorship, and that's where Amdoranalytics comes in. Amdoranalytics organization, ethic company. Once you register at your training with us, not only do we give you training, not only do we provide quality training to you, for you, not only do we offer mentorship, and not only do we also give you internship, hands-on internship, we give you lifetime mentorship. Beat your chest and tell me which organization can actually give you a lifetime internship. Even we have students who actually took their training from 2000, took their training years ago with us, until today their mentorship, they're still in the community, they still drop their questions whenever they want to go for interview, they still drop the interview, we still give them interview prep. They are not paying for any of these. All these are free. Why? Because they already paid the price. And what is the price? The price is the training fee. Once you pay the training fee, you automatically get enough different benefits. Not only will you get quality training, you are also getting lifetime mentorship, in the sense that even if tomorrow you decide to move from one organization, one tech organization to another, and you say, oh, I'm the analytics and look at what I'm doing, look at my goals, I don't know how to go about this. Of course, your mentor will actually mentor you. Your mentor will hold your hands and teach you and tell you how to do that, so that you don't take a long time. Something you're supposed to do in 2 months, in 6 months, just like Chidebere said, you don't end up doing it in 10 years. And also other benefits we actually provide for doing our training is the CV upgrade, right? A lot of professionals, a lot of people, one of the biggest mistakes they do, they use one CV to apply for numerous jobs. How can you be a project, how can you be applying for project management job, and you're using the same CV to apply for CRM, customer service representative job, you're using it to apply for data analytics job, you're using it to no, now it's not. This is 2026. This is 2026. This is not 20. We are not in 2020. We are in 2026. So if you're among those people that use the same CV to apply for all jobs, you use one CV to apply for business analysis job, you use one CV to apply for different jobs, you need to stop that. At Amdoranalytics, we are going to teach you how to tailor your CV directly to the organization, directly to the training you are actually taking with us, right? So you have the opportunity for CV upgrade, you have LinkedIn optimization, you have mentorship, you have the opportunity to access, you have opportunity to our LMS learning management system. Of course, you can actually go in, we give you your login details, you can log in at any time, midnight, in the day, in the night, you want to read, or your, of course, you have that opportunity, right? So the next question, Chidebere, I would like to ask you the next question before we round up and we call it a day for the podcast. So if a student completes a project management training today, right, what practical skills should they expect to gain that employers actually test for doing interviews for on the job? Because a couple of people, they just take trainings and they don't even know what to expect afterwards. So what, for instance, I'm a student, I'm an aspiring student, I actually want to take start my tech career in project management, and I've taken a training. Yes, I'm done with my 6 months training. So what practical skills do you think I should expect to gain that employers actually test for doing job interviews on the job?
Okay, so there are different skills. I will also talk about the soft skills, technical skills, and so for project managers are just as someone said, they are glorified babysitters. All right.
Hmm.
One very good thing with babysitters is that you're good communicators. You know how to diffuse situations. You're not emotional with your judgments. You're not what's the word? You're not carried away by various situations. Instead, your focus is the job at hand. You know, you don't you don't you don't what's the word? You don't get carried away. Like let's say there's a baby that's crying. Instead, you don't just play around or just get carried away crying and stuff. You always know how to romance the situation at every given time. So that's the interesting thing about a babysitter. Then the technical skills, you have to know how to use the latest project management software at hand.
Mhm.
You can't just say you want to manage a project and you're not equipped to manage a project because the different industries have different solutions
Yeah.
at hand. You have to know how to manage a particular solution at every given time. Yeah, so that's that's one thing. In across the different industries, every industry have their own specific stuff. You get so some companies have some stuff for some industries have because the more confidential the industry is, the more proprietary the softwares they use to manage their projects are. Some companies will even develop their own project management software to manage their software in particular. You get I worked with some industries where they have their own special tool, right? So that's just it for project management. That's for technical. So for the other skills, apart from being a glorified babysitter, you have to learn how to um, be very, very emotionally intelligent and you
Hmm.
have good situational awareness when managing projects. Because most likely you're going to be dealing with people that are extremely specialized or very, very well experienced in their field, right? So when sometimes when kind of guiding them through the project, they always insist that they have the most experience on that skill or that product or solution or that activity. Well, obviously you don't have more experience than them technically. So you just have to be someone that know how to learn new things on your feet, and you have to be a very brilliant person. Sorry to say. So you have to always have to
Yeah.
learn or learn and relearn. And last but not the least, you have to be anxious. You have to be anxious about the project. When you're anxious, you're thinking like um anybody, you will not have to deliver projects on time. And that's it.
Thank you, Chideberry, for that amazing answer. So at Amdor Analytics, he said you need the soft skill and the technical skill. At Amdor Analytics, we are going to teach you everything. We're teaching you the technical skill and the soft skill. The technical skill, how to use PMP, project management soft tools, software. You will be learning all of that. Those who joined our project management free boot camp yesterday, they can actually attest to that. We taught them the use of agile in project management. So, right. So if you're joining our project management training, you're not just learning the technical skills, you're also learning the soft skills. We are actually going to teach you, just like he said, they are glorified babysitters, right? We're actually going to teach you how to go about that, how to, so that he said something, Chideberry said something about, so that you don't need to be soft-hearted. You need to, you need to be strong-hearted to be a project manager. And all of that, we're going to teach you how to go about that. So at Amdo, you're not just learning the technical part, you're also learning the soft skills, right? So, and for the last question before we wrap it, we call it a day today. Chideberry, I would like you to advise those aspiring project managers, a couple of people, they want to, they want to transition into the tech space, they want to transition into the tech space as a project manager. So what advice will you advise them? And what advice do you think you actually knew younger, a lot earlier in your career? So go ahead. Are you still here with us?
Yeah, I'm still here with you.
All right, that's fine. Okay, I would like
Well,
you to,
yeah, so
yeah,
one
please
thing
go.
I will advise people that want to get into project management is the first thing is you need to study um seasoned professionals in those industries you're interested in or various industries and look at how to go to those positions, right? You need to talk to a lot of people that are seasoned project manager. You have to talk about different generations. You talk to someone that's like in the 20 years project manager, you talk to someone that's like 50 years project manager, talk to someone like 10 years. You have to talk to people that have different years of experience. So that kind of give you an informed view on how you need to run your certifications, how you need to target the kind of skills you get and stuff. So it's not necessarily about doing you just need to be in the know of running. You need you need someone to mentor you basically, right? Not as mentor you or guide you or tell you how to eat or know what to eat or company to join, but you need to be very strategic. So as in 5 years
Yeah.
time, you can position yourself in somewhere where in 3 years time as you're struggling to get or 10 years time as you're struggling to get. Otherwise, the project have not really differed. Whether it's a pro, what the kind of project that is being delivered, the processes and structure stays the same. It's just the terminology that differs. Being a project manager is just being an insecure, anxious babysitter. That's just it. So you just have to be well informed about how the last insecure and anxious babysitter did, so you won't be that anxious again. Thank you.
All right, thank you so very much for that. Chidebere mentioned mentorship again. For you to know the importance of having a mentor in this tech space, in this journey, cannot be overemphasized. This is the second time he's actually is mentoring mentorship. You need a mentor in this podcast, in this section, right? And that is where Amda Analytics comes in. At Amdoranalytics, you have lifetime mentorship with us. Even if after your training you decide to relocate to UK, Canada, any country of your choice, you can actually still reach out to us. You will still be in our community. After the training, we are not removing you from the community. We will not say, oh, because you're done with your training, let's remove you. You will be in the community. If you have any concerns, you will drop it there. Of course, daily people dropping their concerns. People reach out to us to say, oh, I have an interview. Oh, I want to leave the organization I'm working with. I took your training, yeah. I want to leave the organization I'm working with. I want to transition into another one. How do I go about this? That is the essence of having a mentor in the space. The benefit of having a mentor, a good mentor, not just a mentor, a good mentor cannot be overemphasized. He talked about mentorship. He said by having a good mentor, what you can achieve in 10 years with the right mentor, with the right mentorship, you can actually achieve it in 6 months. So that's what a lot of organizations don't do. They don't offer you the lifetime mentorship you deserve. You deserve lifetime mentorship. You deserve a LinkedIn optimization. You deserve a CV upgrade. You deserve Upwork setup and optimization. We will teach you all of this. And of course, our facilitator, he spoke something about seasoned professionals. Seasoned, I love that the word he used. He used seasoned professionals. We are not just bringing anyhow facilitator. Of course, you saw the person we brought on board. You saw Chidebere when he read his profile, when he spoke about his profile, where he has worked. You are able to know that he is a seasoned professional, and that is the people we actually bring on board to facilitate. That is who our facilitators are. Our facilitators are seasoned facilitators who have been in the tech space, who have been in the project management space for a couple of years. With their experiences, their mistakes, they merge all these together just to teach you, just to make sure the mistakes they made in the past, you do not do them. And they actually mentor you as well. And they are also one of your mentors. Yes, your facilitators are your mentors. Your facilitators are not the only mentors you'll be having at Amdoranalytics training. You'll be having a couple of mentorship, right? But your facilitators are the first mentors you will be seeing, you'll be coming across during your journey. So thank you so very much, Chidebere, for your time. Thank you. Thank you. Can we see your face the last time before we go, Chidebere? All right. So at Amdoranalytics, we have our next cohort starting on the 14th of February. On the 14th of February, right? Our training. So you want to dive into the data analytics space, AI engineering, data engineering, HR analytics, project management, and any tech course of your choice, any tech career, just come to us, tell us at Amdor. Of course, you speak to us. We want to make sure the course you are choosing, the training you want to go for, is actually the right one for you. A couple of people just go with the flow, they go with the noise. Oh, I heard it's AI right now. Oh, I heard project managers are babysitters. Oh, I heard. You don't have to hear and join. Don't do mogomo branch. Yes, don't hear and branch. Speak to us. Speak to us. We have seasoned career advisors who can advise you, who can know if the course, if the training you actually want to go for is the best fit for you. Thank you so very much to everyone. Thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Chidebere. Thank you for your time. I know you're a very busy person, but you spent 30 minutes of just to give us this amazing insight. Do you have anything to say to us before we go? Do you have anything to say to us, Chidebere, before we leave?
No, I do not. I think I've I've said everything possible. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. See you in our next podcast next week. Bye. And see you in class. I want to see you in class on the 14th of February. Don't miss it. Don't miss it for anything. Even if it means you borrowing money, collecting, do not miss this. Because remember, our 40% discount offer is still on and is very much applicable. Bye. See you in our next one.